Jets are in Las Vegas to take on the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. So maybe they got a chance to get back in this thing. But the Raiders, with Pierce yesterday, looked pretty good, actually.
I agree. I mean, that's not going to be a dynamic or electric matchup. The Jets are a very hard team to, figure out right now.
Well, let's talk about Zach Wilson, because I know you're just itching to do this.
Yeah.
And, last week he said he was confident he could run a 2-minute drill to tie the game against the Giants. He did that. He's full of confidence. This was a winnable game. He did not play well.
He did not play well, and let's first and foremost say the Jets did not play well, so we can't blame it all on him. They give up the punt return we talked about. They had a ton of pre-snap penalties. The sacks are not all on Zach Wilson.
Sure.
But that being said, some of these plays here, we airmail this. This is early in the game. This coverage right here, Jay, is simple man coverage. It's called one robber. Everyone knows what's going to happen here. You can't stare your receiver down and just throw it right there. The robber player who is highlighted is going to follow the quarterback's eyes. And I thought there were numerous times where he just was so unaware of the pressure. Like, you can't go into this game thinking, hey, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa aren't going to be around here. Here's another one of these things where it's just like he was not very mobile in there today, and he can run a little bit. So, again, I do lay a lot of blame at Zach Wilson's feet. I thought the Jets, as a team, this was one of their worst performances. But there are a lot of plays, throws, just minute details where Zach Wilson struggled. And yesterday on the show, Jay, I was fired up because of the Josh Dobbs situation.
Yes.
And when I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, I sit there and think to myself, how does Josh Dobbs show up to a team on Tuesday and ball out? And Zach Wilson was playing the worst defense in the NFL, yards per game, the worst pass defense in the NFL. They're giving up 7.8 per completion. And this is the game he puts out there. I really thought it was his moment to have a good night.
Yep.
And instead, we all got to enjoy 2.5, 3 hours of pure garbage football.
And, as you pointed out, the highlight for the Jets, Aaron Rodgers is chucking bombs in the pregame, like
It's
bombs.
It's unbelievable.
He's saying, I'm coming back before the end of the season, and now you're like, maybe he actually could, but would it even matter if he did?
So would it matter is a great question. Where my head goes, we just saw that playoff board. And the Jets are not a great offensive team, to say the least. But they're 500 right now. There's a lot of teams in the league that have a lot of issues. And I do believe that this Jets defense is very, very elite. If the Jets can run the ball and manage to not have pre-snap penalties, not give up a punt return, can they have one of these weird, miraculous wins a few more times? Again, odds are no, but they've been doing it. The idea that they're 4-4 right now is a bit shocking. So I would say if Aaron should keep chugging along here, because it would not surprise me if last few games of the year they're at least still on the banner of being in the hunt.
Well, and as you pointed out, it's been tough to be a Jets fan for a long time. So give them a little bit of hope at least. Now, the Chargers, we mentioned it, they're also 4-4 after this win on Monday night. You alluded to some of the issues that they'd have to get through to be a playoff team. Take us a little closer into it. What do you think those are?
So to me, it's more on the defensive side of the ball. I know everyone's kind of asking about Herbert and this offense, but the offense has weapons. The offense has great playmakers. Keenan Allen, etc. But defensively, they did a lot of great things tonight. But my worry is their secondary. And how you can mask your problems with their pass defense is doing exactly what you're seeing right here. Unleashing Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So again, I think going forward, if you're a Chargers fan and you want to see this team be successful, this is the key. Offensively, I really do believe in Herbert. I think he'll find a way to get it done. I think Eckler's a great player, Keenan Allen, etc. I think they struggle to defend the pass, and their best way around that is to get sacks, which they did tonight.
Jeff, do you mind bringing back up that AFC playoff picture board? Because I want to ask Luke something about the Buffalo Bills, because I also have to ask Luke about the Buffalo Bills. Here's what I want to ask you. You see the Bills on the outside looking in technically right now at 5-4. Any of those 4 teams below them, Luke, and I know the Jets, you're not going to say the Jets. Houston, the Chargers, should they be worried about any of those teams?
Should Buffalo be worried about any of those teams? The answer is absolutely not. But the problem I have even saying that, it makes me cringe on the inside because Buffalo shouldn't even be there. Yeah. Jay, the idea, look at that column of in the hunt. Look at the rosters on those teams and think about Buffalo. It has been a very, very poor start for them. Again, I know we talked about it a lot. We talked about the Bills a lot. I tried to actually dig in more today, and I just can't wrap my head around it. And I really think that the finger needs to start being pointed at a man named Ken Dorsey.
Oh, boy, offensive coordinator. That it came in with such fanfare, and they say such good things about
I hope
him.
the Bills Mafia's not mad at me for that, but, I mean, man's got weapons. Defensively, I tip my cap to Sean McDermott.
Yep.
They're banged up across the board, bad injuries, and they're still playing decently.
Yep.
Offensively, they're not that banged up, and they're not playing decently.